This is like Yachty rapping. This is like he rapping for the children. And that's my, yo dog, I had to look up how old this was when I finished listening to the album. You are 36. Your birthday is in 20 days. I Googled that too. You will be 37 years old. Get the away from some of these younger niggas and stop these 25-year-olds. I'm listening to the album. Yo, you're a 37-year-old billionaire. I get it that you appeal to the world. Loving about Cole, like my shit is happening in reverse. Like with Cole, he used to rap about kid shit. I'm a grown ass, like real Jersey City. I want to hear how you lost your fucking virginity. And then he started to grow up. And then the rapping sounded like an adult rapping. I'm want to hear adult Drake rapping for adult people.
No.
This.
What's up, everybody? It's Clarissa J back with another video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and also don't forget to hit the notification bell to get notified of when I drop more videos. Now let's get into the topic at hand. So I dropped part 1 of this video yesterday, and if you didn't watch the part 1, you should watch that before you watch this one. But I know the title says, you know, Drake responded to Joe Budden, and I'm still going to talk about that a little bit, but this is also for, like, you know, because Birdman responded, and then, you know, Ebro gave his thoughts on it, and then Charlemagne said some things, and also Drake's dad said some things, so we're going to talk about that too. But I'm going to start with Birdman, because Birdman is, you know, obviously, you know, Cash Money, Young Money, you know, Drake signed to Birdman, all that type of stuff. Y'all know what it is. But it's like Birdman is going on this run and, you know, threatening Joe and threatening Charlemagne over their thoughts about, you know, Drake's album, or their on, I believe Charlemagne said something about the single that Drake put out with SZA. You know, and Charlemagne said some things about that, and then Birdman came at Charlemagne about his opinion on that song. It's just like, bro, why are you threatening people over their opinions on the album? Like, nobody's denying that Drake, you know, is, you know, one of the greatest artists, you know, I guess, of this time. And to be fair, Joe didn't even say the album was bad. Because from when I saw what he was saying about the album, he said it was good. But he was just saying that he sounds like he's trying to appeal to the younger people. And I agree with that. You know, like, you sound like you're not 36 years old, but you're 36 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that, and that's the truth. That's facts. But he never said it was bad. You know, he just wants to hear Drake make music as a 36-year-old. Like, he wants him to sound like he's 36. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you gotta understand, Joe Budden, he's a rapper's rapper. Like, bro is a spitter, he's a lyricist. Like, his pen game is dope. Understand that. And usually motherfuckers like him, they care very much about hip-hop. You know, they care very much about music in general, you know, but most definitely hip-hop. And even though Drake, I feel like his rapper title is a bit, you know, It's a bit hazy. It's a bit, you know, what's the word I want to say? It's a bit rocky. You know, like it's a bit like you know, as far as rapper go, because it's like the whole ghostwriter thing, you know what I'm saying? But can't deny you as an artist, you know, and the whole R&B thing that you do, performances and all that type of stuff. So yes, we can always give you one of the greatest artists, you know what I'm saying? But as far as rap goes, not too much, you know what I'm saying? There's like a little asterisk next to the rap part, you know? But a motherfucker like Joe, like, they're passionate about this music type of thing. And I could understand that, because me personally, I love music a lot, especially hip hop. Like, I'm a hip hop head. Like, I feel like, you know, I'm young, but I feel like, you know, because I listen to all type from back in the day all the way to now. Like, I love hip hop, you know, and I get where Joe is coming from, you know, because in part one, I mentioned, you know, how Nas and Jay-Z, you know, they were also, you know, Drake's age, and they were rapping, and they didn't sound like how Drake is, you know, trying to sound. And granted, yes, music is different, you know, the sound is different, you know, in terms of what we're hearing mainstream wise, but it's like, that shouldn't matter. Like, you're Drake, you know what I mean? Like, bro, people will eat up anything that you put out, my guy. Like, you could literally drop whatever. And it's like, yeah, you got these young ass niggas that you got featured on here. Like, you got Sexy Red and you got Lil Yachty. But it's like, you don't have to rap like them in order to have them on your songs. Like, which brings me to Ebro, because Ebro, he gave his thoughts on, you know, the whole situation with Joe Budden and Drake, which I showed in the beginning of the video. But, you know, Ebro went on to say, you know, Jay-Z in 2009, he was working with, you know, Drake and J. Cole, Kid Cudi. And he was saying that, you know, nobody viewed that as artists he shouldn't be collaborating with, or that he was too young to be working with them, you know. And that is true, but at the same time, Jay-Z wasn't trying to sound like them. He wasn't trying to sound like Cudi. He wasn't trying to sound like J. Cole. He wasn't trying to sound like Drake. Jay sounded like Jay. He didn't backpedal. He didn't reverse in age when he got on the mic. Like, he was still him. Like, and that's the problem. Drake has been wave riding so much. It's like, we don't even know who you are as an artist anymore, which is kind of crazy when you've been in this shit for so long. Like, there's nothing wrong with experimenting with different types of sounds and all that type of stuff, but are we getting you, or are we getting somebody trying to impersonate something else to appear to younger people? You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just... But Ebro also said, you know, Joe Budden didn't fail at music. He could still make music, but it seems like Joe Budden chose not to play music business game and continually chase charts and do anything to stay relevant in music. And then Drake is choosing to keep playing to the same recipe that has given him success. Now, this is all factual, because a lot of people, they've been, you know, trying to clown Joe Budden and stuff like that. But bro, you know how this music industry goes. Joe chose not to play these games, you know, and I feel like he spoke on that multiple times, because a lot of y'all are not familiar with Joe Budden's catalog. And let me tell you, that man has some dope music. And anybody clowning him, go back and actually check out his music. You'll realize how much you missed out on, because Joe actually does have some fire music, okay? Like, motherfuckers just, like, think it's, like, cool. It's become a thing to, like, clown Joe Budden. I guess he might come off as a hater, but I don't peep him as a hater. He's passionate. Like, yeah, sometimes he do be hating. And he'll even go on record and admit that. But it's like, bro, he's passionate about this. And a lot of people ain't. And that's why music is in the decline that it's at, especially hip hop. You know? Like, you need motherfuckers like Joe Like, let's be real. Like, you need motherfuckers like Joe. And when Joe was on, Everyday Struggle, motherfuckers wasn't trying to hear him. He was trying to warn y'all then before it even got this far, But Ebro's right on that part. Like, I don't feel like Joe failed at music. You know what I'm saying? Just because he didn't get to a level that Drake is at, that don't mean you failed. A lot of people wish they had to pump it up. You know what I'm saying? Joe had other big songs too. And Joe's last album, that was a great album. And I believe at that time he was around the same age as Drake when he released that album. And guess what? It was some grown man shit he put out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like me, like, yeah, Drake, the music might be good or whatever, but it's like, bro, we want to hear you at 36. What the fuck are you going through as a man? Like, like, we want to hear that. We don't want to hear you talking about fucking bitches that's like 25, bro. You can't even really relate to them. You know why? Because you're 36. And yeah, it's nobody's business who you're fucking or none of that type of shit. But it's like, bro, you're 36. We don't want to hear you talking about young ass shit. We don't. And it's like, bro, what are you going through at 36? You have a kid now. Like, what's that about? You know what I'm saying? Like, talk about the real. Like, and ain't nobody saying every track you gotta be introspective or you gotta get personal with it. Like, yeah, you could still drop them, radio type of shit. You could do all that still. But it's like, we want to hear you as a grown man. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you're going backwards because before you were still giving us radio hits. And I feel like your content was more mature then. You know what I'm saying? But, I have to agree with Ebro on that part because a lot of people feel like Joe is failed at music or whatever. I don't agree with that at all. I don't. Like, the fact that he could even still be talked about at this point, that, he was able to take his name that he got off the rap shit and start something else and still get, a bag over there without compromising who he is or none of that type of shit. That's dope as fuck to me. And he ain't gotta play this game that Drake is playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though Drake don't even gotta play this shit at this point, because it's like, bro, you're solidified. You can do what you want. Like, and I don't understand that. It's crazy to me. It's like, bro, you already made the money. You already got the accolades. Bro, make whatever type of music like that you really want to make instead of chasing this hits and charts and shit. And like, bro, you already solidified. People gonna eat up whatever you put out anyway. But I also wanted to say, because in part 1 I mentioned, Jay-Z and Nas, but I also want to say, like, Drake's peers, like, J. Cole and Kendrick and stuff like that, they've put out music and they're around Drake's age as well. They've put out music and they put out music that could appeal to younger people, but they didn't rap like younger people. And I mean, like, in terms of the sound, like, they'll make a trap record or something like that, but they weren't rapping like how the younger motherfuckers were rapping. We just seen Kendrick put out an album. He had some shit on there, with Kodak Black and all that type of stuff. But Kendrick was still him. He didn't sound like he was trying to be like Kodak. He didn't sound like he was trying to be like 25 or some shit. Kendrick sounded like a 30-year-old ass motherfucker, okay? But it was still dope. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't let the sound or Kodak or whoever throw him off. And mind you, he's been making a whole bunch of songs with Baby Keem. When Kendrick makes songs with Baby Keem, you could hear the content and what they're talking about, like, it's just like you can hear the difference. Like, Kendrick ain't trying to rap like Baby Keem. Baby Keem ain't trying to rap like Kendrick. They're in 2 different age groups, like, you can hear the difference. Also, J. Cole, he just recently dropped the album. He had some like trap records on there type shit, you know. He had songs with, 21 Savage and all that. Like, bro, he wasn't trying to, sound young. And he got the trap records to appeal to the younger people. Yes, like you could do that without trying to rap like them, while still being yourself, you know? Like, and it's like, bro, Drake, you could do that. You could very well do that. It's like you're already solidified. You could do that, bro. If people was still bumping your last album, even though it was trash in my personal opinion, you could put out anything if you really want to. Like, I feel like all that, trying to do all that extra shit is a kind of an excuse, because like you could literally put out whatever you want. But it's just crazy. But Drake's dad also responded and came to defense. That's his son. But it's weird because I feel like that just kind of shows that Drake is really, even though they could say whatever they want, it doesn't necessarily mean that Drake is overly in his feelings about it. But I just find it crazy, like, because his dad was saying he was sick of old fucking haters hating on his son or whatever, and a lot of motherfuckers was hating. I showed it in the beginning of the video. It's like, bro, your son is a grown man. You don't need to come to his defense. You know what I'm saying? I get that that's your son, but you don't need to come to his defense. And it's like, I feel like all this, trying to defend him and, Drake making a long comment under Academic's thing, and then Drake's dad responding, Birdman threatening people. I feel like y'all know it's some truth to it, and that's why y'all going so crazy. Like, that's why y'all are going so crazy, And also, Charlemagne said something like, the criticism is kind of unfair about his recent album because Drake has been doing the same thing. He's been giving us the same type of music this whole time. Also true. Like, it's also true. Cause it's like it's been like a slow progression towards this shit. Like, I feel like the music hasn't gotten better. It's just gotten worse. Like I said, Drake is Drake, so it's like people are gonna eat that shit up regardless. Like, but I heard the little Slime You Out track with him and SZA. I thought it was terrible. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I'm just like, like I'm gonna review the album, and I'm gonna be dropping that video sometime this week. But I'm almost kind of even scared to give the whole thing a listen, because from what I've heard already, I don't know. Like, I'm not feeling it so far. Like, it's just, I don't know. But let me know what you guys think about all of this. Like, you guys think, they're defending him because they feel like people just hating, or because they feel like it's a little bit true? You guys think Drake is just too in his feelings, same with everybody else? You guys think Joe was wrong? Like, let me know what you guys think about this. This is part 2 of this video. I hope you guys didn't watch this whole thing without watching part 1, but if you did, you could always watch part 1. It's not like you need to watch it in order, but but don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll be back with more videos, so don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get notified of those videos, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.